Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for the Finance News Network. Joining me today from Sienna Cancer Diagnostics is MD and CEO Carl Stubbings. Carl, welcome back to FNN.
Thanks, Rachel. It's really nice to talk to you.
Now, Sienna is a cancer diagnostics development company. How is progress?
For me, the key is accurate and early diagnosis of cancer. That's what Sienna is actually all about. Early diagnosis of cancer means better treatment outcome for patients. Our H2 test has been helping diagnose bladder cancer for the last couple of years, and the new pipeline of tests that we're building around our SIEN-NET platform, like our collaboration with Mnemonic, where we're developing a test for pancreatic cancer, is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. And there will be more to come in the future.
Thanks, Carl. And what is the size of the diagnostics market, and what is the opportunity for your tests?
Well, diagnostics market is huge. If we look at the global lab test market, which is essentially pathology testing, which is where Sienna is developing its tests, in 2018, globally, that market was valued at $70 billion US. That's very big. The laboratory tests themselves are one of the single biggest medical procedures that are performed in the United States. There is about 13 billion tests done at the moment every year.
And now let's talk about your portfolio in more detail. Can you tell me more, starting with HTERT?
We continue to drive the adoption for our HTERT on a worldwide basis, although we've got an obvious emphasis on the US market. A US distribution partner, StatLab, has been working with Sienna to close out a number of high-value opportunities that we're both currently working on at the moment. We're also looking at the potential for expanding the possible claims for the test, which, if that works out appropriately, we may consider some additional FDA filings.
And what can you tell me about EXO-NET?
EXO-NET itself, just to give you a brief snapshot, is actually the first commercial embodiment of the SIEN-NET platform. The collaboration with Mnemonic to develop a test to diagnose pancreatic cancer, I think is really exciting. Gee, if you talk about a disease with an unmet medical need, in the US last year, 50,000 people were diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and 40,000 people died. By the time a patient presents with symptoms, their survivability is somewhere between 3 and 14 months. This is a devastating disease. There is no diagnostic test at the moment that can pick that disease up early. This is a perfect example of what I talked about before: early diagnosis, early treatment, improved survivability and outcomes. The second collaboration we announced in relation to EXO-NET was with an Australian company called VivaZone. That's very exciting as well, as it's developing a treatment for a disease called chronic limb ischemia. It's an interesting opportunity for Sienna because it moves us into this world of therapeutics. Critical limb ischemia is a horrible disease. It currently results in patients having their limbs amputated. Being part of a treatment development for this disease, I think, is very exciting. And while it potentially could create significant value for the company, it'd also be addressing a significant unmet medical need.
Thanks, Carl. And now to your capital raising. How much are you looking to raise, and where will the funds go?
The total amount we're looking for is 4.2 million Australian. 1.7 of that will be through a placement to sophisticated investors and institutional investors, and that money is now being received and is in the bank. The additional 2.5 million will be raised through a rights issue. Essentially, what we'll use these funds for are the things I've just talked about, and that's the development of further opportunities for the SIEN-NET platform and to underpin the co-development we're having with partners Mnemonic and VivaZone.
And finally, Carl, is there anything else you'd like to add?
The company's demonstrated a track record in successfully commercialising new diagnostic technologies, and we've seen that with our HTERT program. We've developed experience in acquisitions, licensing and deal making. Our first commercial product is now in market, and we continue to sort of build out that global distribution network. The SIEN-NET platform has a broad application across this fast-growing liquid biopsy market that I referred to, but it's also got potential in the development of key therapeutics. We're continuing to build a pipeline of diagnostic tests in cancer areas of great unmet need. There will be more to follow. Watch this space.
Carl Stubbings, thanks very much for the update and best of luck for the cap raise.
Thank you very much, Rachel.